So, Shantanu, the last question that I have is, now every mentor is different, every program is different. So, what were the things that resonated with you that made you decide to work with me as a mentor? And second is, like, after you went through the program, so that these are two related questions. After you went through the program, what were unique things about me as a mentor actually? So, what were the things that you noticed that were different?
First thing that resonated with me was somebody in my age group. You've been through this journey yourself, right? So that was the biggest resonating factor to me, because then you are walking the talk, right? Because you've been through the walk, right? So that is where you can talk from experience and not from a higher ground in this case, right? The second thing is, you would be able to understand where I come from, because being at a similar age group, you would understand the mental state that I would be in, or probably the aspirations that I would have in this case, right? And looking at some of the questions that you were throwing out in Facebook, right? Those were really resonating, because those were the questions which were actually in my mind too, right? And it is like, is this guy really reading my thoughts? And if he's reading my thoughts, then I should be going to him to get the answers for these questions, right? So these were the ones which really resonated with
you. So you connected with my messages and my experience. So you connected with that. So that made you decide to work with me as a mentor. Now that once you went through the mentorship program, what are some of the things that you noticed are different? Like how the way I conduct the business, how I go about mentoring professionals like you. What were some of the noticeable changes actually, or uniqueness?
See, the first thing is, you wanted to understand there was no one answer fits all for each of us, right? The thing is, when you get into a class where you have multiple people, most people try to do a one solution fits all kind of a thing. The good thing that I liked in yours is there is a process, there are people. Most of us could find an answer within that process, right? And then you try to customize that for each of us, right? And the kind of time that you give us, right? And you try to take us through what we expect, how we should reach there, right? So this is where I am, this is where I aspire to be. How do I make that journey? So you take us through, each of us personally, right? You take us through saying, this is what you are, this is your strengths, this is how you would like to look at your opportunities, where you would want to concentrate more, right? So that you're going to be here. And then you keep pushing us to always challenge ourselves and do better, right? Aim higher, dream bigger, right? And that's something that most of us would really want to, right? Because unless and until you aspire big, you cannot really achieve big.
Right. Wonderful. That's very well said. And I just want to add to that. See, the role of a mentor is to take a professional from ordinary to good, from good to better, from better to best, and from best to best of the best. So depending on where you are, it's like there is always a next level. Okay, you'll always need a mentor for the next level actually, right? That's one of the reasons why some of the best, top sports people actually, like, could be Michael Jordan, Sachin Tendulkar, or Roger Federer, they're all at the top of the game. They still need mentors to become the best of the
best. Absolutely. Yes.
Very well said. So, Shantanu, thank you for sharing, your experience, your feedback. It's well received. Do you have any parting thoughts? Do you have any parting thoughts for professional in your age group, in your experience, who would have gone through the same challenges? Do you have any parting thoughts for that professional?
As you rightly said, each of us needs a mentor or a sounding board, or somebody who could give us critical advice, whatever be the stage of life that we are in, right? It's always good. And when it comes from somebody who's seen many more experiences, who's seen a lot of extra life in terms of having worked with a lot of people, right? That really would add value. So I'm really happy, I'm really thankful, and I would encourage everybody to, go through your course and continue with your course. I am planning to again stay connected with you and your mentorship program, because as I said, right, this is not the end. The journey is just begun. There's a long way to go ahead. And as you rightly said, even if you're at the top of your game, you would still need somebody. So until I think I have retired from the game, I would like to be in touch.
Yeah, great, wonderful. That's very well said, Shantanu. And as your journey, your journey of transformation has just begun. And I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
I am very optimistic you will achieve your short-term, long-term goals. Before the stipulated time that you have in mind, actually. So thanks again for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You have a good day.
Yeah.